She left me on red for 3 days once, and when she finally replied, I was so relieved I almost cried. Not because I liked her that much, because for 3 days, I didn't know if I was worth liking at all. That's the part no one talks about. It's not the ghosting that destroys you, it's what the waiting reveals about how you see yourself. I used to think I had a texting problem. Turns out, I had a me problem, and every message I sent was proving it to her before I even hit send. This is what I wish I understood back then. I used to think ghosting felt bad because it was rude. That's not why it wrecked me. It felt like withdrawal. I'd stare at my phone, reread the last text, swap one word, delete it, rewrite it, and every time it buzzed, my whole body would react like it was news from the hospital. I still remember one time she took 3 days to reply. I was sitting on my dad's old couch, pasta getting cold on the table, and when her text finally came in, I dropped everything like it was an emergency. Like my life could start again. That's what orbiting does. You send little pings. You don't lead anywhere. Every reply feels like hope. Every delay feels like rejection. And it does a number on you. They found 52% of people who got ghosted felt their self-worth drop right after. I was absolutely in that 52. And the messed up part is, the unpredictability hooks you. It's like a slot machine. Maybe she answers, maybe she doesn't. Your brain hits that dopamine button and you keep pulling the lever. Looking back, I wasn't texting to communicate. I was texting to stabilize myself. If you've been in that orbit before, drop a comment. How long did it take you to realize what was actually happening? I spent 2 years. Some of you might have me beat. Here's the biggest lie we tell ourselves when she goes quiet. If I just find the perfect wording, she'll reply. No, the wording isn't the problem. Your message is usually just a symptom. Your state is the disease. Most of the time, her silence means one of three things. The momentum died, her interest dipped, or she's avoiding an uncomfortable conversation. And yeah, about half of women who ghost say they did it specifically to avoid confrontation, not because you used the wrong emoji. Ghosting is basically baked into dating now. Like 78% of singles ages 18 to 33 have been ghosted, and 60% of people straight up call it normal. So if you're treating every non-reply like a murder mystery, you're going to lose your mind. People don't ghost because you messed up a text. They ghost when the interaction starts feeling like a job, like they're responsible for your mood. Quick diagnostic. If you're checking your phone over and over, it's not a texting skill issue. It's you being attached to the outcome. I spent 2 years orbiting one girl, checking my phone like it was a life support monitor. This is what I wish someone told me back then. Here's what I didn't understand for years. It's not that your texts are bad, it's that insecurity leaks through them. And it usually shows up as one of three types of neediness. First is interview mode. Question, answer, question. Where are you from? What do you do? What do you like to do for fun? It feels like onboarding, not flirting. And yeah, awkward conversation is one of the biggest turnoffs. I saw a stat that said about half of people blame a bad date on it. Women don't bond through a fact check list. They bond through a feeling, a moment, something real. Second is safe but boring. Good morning. How was your day? Respectful. Also, could have been sent to your coworker. No stance, no playfulness, no edge. And women are more likely to reply to funny messages than serious ones. Not because you need to be a comedian, but because it creates a vibe. Third is the energy imbalance. You send paragraphs, she sends words. You reply instantly, she replies whenever. You carry, she reacts. That gap quietly turns you into the applicant. I scrolled through old texts recently and cringed. So many question marks in a row it looked like an interrogation transcript. And yeah, I did all three. Case file questions, nice check-ins, and novels for a one-word reply. Here's the mirror part nobody wants to hear. Your texts aren't a separate skill. They're a personality screenshot. They show your self-worth in real time. You can memorize good lines, but you can't fake calm when your mood depends on a notification. If her reply is your emotional paycheck, it leaks into everything. Insecure texting has a look. Over-explaining, over-qualifying, apologizing for existing, trying to be liked instead of deciding if you even like her, needing closure, needing reassurance, needing constant momentum like the conversation's a bicycle that falls over if you stop pedaling. Confident energy is the opposite. Shorter, clear, a little playful, intentional. And you're willing to lose the interaction instead of performing for it. And this isn't just feelings. They studied nearly 10,000 people across 33 countries. Emotional stability ranked top 4 most desired traits, ahead of health, ahead of intelligence. That's wild. But it also makes perfect sense. Same situation, different posture. Instead of interviewing, you share something real, then invite her into it. Instead of good morning, you send something specific with a point of view. And instead of writing essays for crumbs, you match effort, because your time is your status. Bottom line, the fix isn't better tricks. It's building a life where silence isn't catastrophic. So here's the move that proves you've actually changed. You stop trying to build something over text, and you use texting for one job. Set reality. A real meetup. That's confidence. Not paragraphs. Not good morning on day 9. Because endless texting is where attraction goes to die. Once you swap numbers on an app, there's still like a 60% chance the first date never even happens. And it makes sense. You start painting this perfect version of each other in your head, like a Monet from far away. And then real life shows up with normal lighting and a human voice, and the fantasy can't compete. Early stage is simple. Establish a vibe, propose a plan, confirm logistics. That's it. And timing matters. 2 or 3 days is a sweet spot for most people. Don't sprint into all-day texting. Don't vanish for a week. Just calm, paced, intentional. Last month I finished leg day, sent, "I'm grabbing coffee at this spot by my gym Wednesday. Come with." She said yes in 2 texts. Nothing fancy, just real. That's the point. Here's what I'd text today, if I'm being honest. First, I don't let one person's attention decide how I feel about myself anymore. No more reply equals relief. If my mood depends on a bubble popping up on my screen, I'm not dating. I'm begging in HD. So if the energy is low, I don't perform. I don't send a meme, then a question, then a haha to keep CPR going. I just go simple. You seem cool. Let's grab a drink this week. 2 or tho. That's it. Clear, calm, real life. And if she dodges twice, 2 soft no's, 2 I'm so busy with no alternative, I'm out. Not with a speech, not with a petty unfollow parade, just all good, hit me up if your schedule opens up, then I mean it. That's the whole tactic. Standards you enforce quietly. Your goal isn't to get replies. It's to become the kind of man who doesn't collapse when they don't come. I wrote that in my notes app at 2 a.m. a few years ago. I still have it. I read it sometimes before a first date, just to remember who I used to be. If that's the path you're on, subscribe. I make these every week for guys building themselves for real. And if this helped, hit like so I know to keep going deeper.